30 for 30 when I shoot. 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 Man, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be reacting to this Netflix roast. Just ruined Kevin Hart's life and career. He is done. I got a chance to watch a little bit of it. I saw Tom Brady on there, which seemed like AI to me. Like, I couldn't see him being funny, but it was a little bit of funny. But I don't think it ruined his career. But let's see what Buddy talking about.
Kevin Hart is experiencing extreme backlash right now. He lost a lot of support from the black community today, and honestly, deservingly so, because what he did is not cool at all, under no circumstances. Kevin Hart hosted a Netflix roast over the weekend, and he invited a series of people, comedians, celebrities. Now, somebody in particular that he invited is Tony Hinchcliffe, which I don't understand why he invited Tony Hinchcliffe. Tony Hinchcliffe has nothing redeemable about himself. He's nothing but a mediocre white supremacist. But honestly, being a mediocre white supremacist is...
I don't know if Kill Tony is a white supremacist, but I know he's one of the top comics in the game right now with his show, and he's on Netflix also, so that probably is a reason why he was on there. I don't know about him being a white supremacist though, but I have seen the show and I enjoyed it. But
really all it takes in today's climate to rise to the top, and he has done so. Yo, this dude is so terrible and so despicable that Donald Trump, the Antichrist himself, came out and had to disavow and denounce him because of some jokes he made at the Trump rally. Like, that's how despicable this dude is. But Kevin Hart invites him to the roast nonetheless. Tony Hinchcliffe gets called to the stage to start his roast. Now, cruel jokes were told during this roast, but outside of Pete Davidson, mostly everybody kept it on the people in the room. That's the purpose of a roast. You're supposed to roast people who are in the building. But Pete Davidson, he did the Charlie Kirk joke, which I also don't support as well. But even before Tony Hinchcliffe is introduced to the stage, the introduction let us know they was on some BS tonight, bruh. Shane Gillis, in his introduction of Tony, labeled him a white supremacist and said that Tony believes all the racist things that come out of his mouth.
I don't really know. You got to take it with a grain of salt because it is jokes. They're comedians. This is why they're the top comedians, because people tell jokes that people might not want to hear, but people want to hear, and people make light of the situation. So I don't know if we should take it as deep as canceling people and this and that, because we know that they're jokes. But I don't know. I will have to hear the jokes myself for real.
Obviously, Shane Gillis and Tony Hinchcliffe is cool. Shane Gillis is a comedian. That could be dismissed as a joke. If the context was not, Tony Hinchcliffe followed up that introduction saying this.
Kevin, they told me not to mention your kids on this roast, but I must say, you did good. They've gotten so big, they now buckle Kevin up in the car seat. It's true, he lost his gig hosting the Academy Awards because of some homophobic tweets, but you'd be homophobic too if you were eye level with everyone's cock. He got into a fist fight on a private plane, proof that no matter how much money black people have, they're still just gonna act like ninjas. Always fighting.
Okay. See, he was slick with that. People be slick. See, I don't know. I could laugh at that. I don't really know. He was slick with that. Always fighting. Okay.
Like Bill Cosby, Hart is a black comedian from Philadelphia, and like Bill Cosby, women don't know when Kevin is inside of them. You've done good though, Kevin. The black community is so proud of you. Right now, George Floyd is looking up at us all, laughing so hard that he can't breathe. God bless you, Kevin.
I don't see. It's certain shit that you shouldn't touch, like that right there. Okay, the ninja, but you taking it to George Floyd. Like, come on. Like, I get his joke, but come on. That right there. See, like I said, I had to hear it myself. I don't agree. That's bullshit right there. I don't really like that. That's not a good joke.
God bless this room, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you so much.
Kevin Hart was showing all 32 teeth, clapping up, cheering when Tony Hinchcliffe was disrespecting George Floyd and making jokes about the black community. Now, this to me isn't even about black people being soft or we can't take a joke. It's not. I think context here matters. First off, This week is a week where a dude is going around calling black folks the N-word with the hard R, right? So let's just say we're not too fond.
It's like racist shit been being brave lately. But like I said, jokes are jokes, but that was kind of too far. You should have kept it Kevin Hart. And you know what I mean? Like make a George Floyd joke. You know people are sensitive to that. That's not really cool for real.
Of being a butt of a joke this week. But outside of that, the person making a joke matters, right? If this was somebody who like, for example, if Shane Gillis made this joke, we look at Shane Gillis as somebody who's not really, he's not racist. He's right, like he's an ally for the most part, all right? If Shane Gillis made this joke, it'll be viewed as friendly fire. Now, people will still be upset, but it'll be viewed as friendly fire. If Tony Hinchcliffe makes this joke, somebody with a routine history of being a white supremacist, when you make this joke, we don't take it as friendly fire. We take it as personal now. As personal. Now, outside of that, though, I'm
saying no matter who said the joke, it's not a good joke. Certain jokes aren't good jokes, and it doesn't matter who says it. I'm not going to take it as far as saying, if he said it, if it's a bad joke, it's a bad joke. It doesn't matter who says it. So I don't agree with that point for real.
A roast about people in the building. Why are you like making a mockery out of George Floyd's death? Why? Like why? Why? Like George Floyd was not in the room. So why? Don't let them trick you into thinking, well, I gotta be soft. I don't want to be a snowflake. No, they snowflakes. The same people defending Tony Hinchcliffe calling us soft, they on Twitter under the Libs of TikTok page going off on Pete Davidson for making a Charlie Kirk joke. Right? Again, I'm consistent. I think the Charlie Kirk joke is out of line. Charlie Kirk was not in the room. There's so much material in front of you. Roast the people in front of you.
And that's another thing. It's so much material. It's so many people in this roast that you could... Why are y'all bringing up that type of shit? That shit is sensitive. And I'm into the jokes and stuff like that, but certain topics are sensitive. Just leave it. It's mad material right there. Flacco's definitely right with that. It's so much material right there on that stage. You could just get Kevin Hart for 20 minutes on short jokes. Like, come on.
Follow the Netflix script. Roast people. It's a roast of the people in the building. Simple as that. Now, Kevin Hart laughing and cheering did not bode over well with everybody. People did not like it. They're pissed. One person who was really pissed about this is Stack 5. Now, Stack 5 was really close friends with George Floyd. For the most part, he's the unofficial spokesperson for the George Floyd family. I know George Floyd brother speaks up for the family, but when it comes to news revolving George Floyd,
he definitely stands up for George Floyd every time.
We kind of go to Stack 5 because he's like the most visible voice. But he spoke up about this, and he don't think it's cool at all. And I don't feel like he should think it's cool. Nobody should think what took place that night is cool.
One thing about it, you can't tell people what to be offended by and what not to be offended by. Everybody laughing until it's their family member that get murdered. Then it ain't funny. Mm-hmm. Then it ain't funny when it's your family member. It's funny when it's everybody else's family member, and it's cool when it's everybody else's family member. When they come to your doorstep, you want everybody to feel a certain way. See, I rode for my brother. Didn't take a dime from nobody. Risked everything I had going on in real time. No cap, no lies. 29 different states marching for my brother. Didn't take a dime from nobody. Every dime they tried to pay me, me and Q gave back to the community. Wherever we went, we gave it back. So you can't tell people that risk things and that really love somebody to feel a certain way when he's disrespected. Clown shit. Y'all keep laughing though.
The reason why the George Floyd conversation is so sacred.
I agree with him. A lot of people try to clown him and talk down on Stacks too, but I agree with him. Kevin, you wrong for this. I ain't gonna lie. Kevin, and I want to be on your side. I fuck with you, Kevin, because people try to go against you. But no, nigga, no.
In the black community is because the George Floyd video represents our lived experience in this country as black people. Derek Chauvin's knee on George Floyd's neck as he's on the ground defenseless crying out to his mama represents the boot that's on our necks as we go about our day-to-day in this country, man. Right? The boot that keeps us down. The boot that represents voter suppression, redlining, discrimination, systematic oppression. It represents all the obstacles in a system.
Okay, Flacco, I like how you talking. I like how you talking right now, Flacco. I totally agree with you, brother.
That are put in place to keep black people down and keep minorities down. So George Floyd, the person, is a flawed human being. We're all flawed as human beings, man. When George Floyd died, the week he died, they plastered his entire criminal history, man. They made sure to find the most insane, most horrific quote they could find from his indictments. George Floyd, and then put a pistol to a pregnant lady belly. They made sure to plaster that everywhere on every news outlet to deflect and distract from the boot, to make us forget about the boot. When the average black person watched that George Floyd video, every second is us watching our lives flash in front of our eyes and our lived experiences. So no, we don't feel comfortable. We don't like it. It's not cool. It's not funny to watch an openly and devoted white supremacist make fun of our lived experiences. Other people also spoke up against this. Comedian Lil Rel spoke up against Netflix, Kevin Hart, and Tony Hinchcliffe for making the tasteless George Floyd jokes.
What up, y'all? All right, I'm gonna say this, right? I end up catching up and watching a Kevin Hart roast. What I am annoyed by, and I'm just keeping it 100, y'all. I don't understand. Like, it's one thing to roast the people that's there. It's one thing to roast the people that may be in the audience there. Roasting somebody that, number one, is dead. Number two, that's not there. Number three, that the implications of why you should joke about that. Like Tony Hinchcliffe joke about George Floyd didn't make sense to me. It was no reason to bring George Floyd into this. It just was disgusting. And I do feel a certain way that the audience was okay booing Draymond Green every time his name was mentioned, or just, so y'all could boo. We know people was booing in there, but you don't boo Tony Hinchcliffe right after that. I'm starting to understand, and I get it, man, and I'm okay with not.
Yeah, I don't know if people were gonna boo, but I just don't agree with the joke. I just don't agree with the joke, and Kevin knows that people love the bandwagon against him at certain points. So it's just like, I don't know if he felt uncomfortable, so he laughed, because that could be a thing too. But who knows? I just think it was a tasteless joke.
Being a part of a lot of this cliquey bull that's in comedy or in our business that some of y'all may think I'm a part of, but I'm not. I 100% would have booed that mother and probably walked out. That's all I'm saying. Come on, y'all. Like,
you could say what you would have did. We don't know if you really would have did that. You weren't there. People could say what they would have did.
I do think times we are like too sensitive about certain things. Why we just can't agree that bringing up George Floyd and the way he did it was just f***ed up and not funny and not needed. It wasn't even needed.
Absolutely. And the reason why we didn't see our fave celebrities, especially the black ones who are supposed to be on code, the reason why we didn't see them boo or make us think about it is because no matter how much money they make, no matter how successful they are, no matter how much admiration they get from their own community, they don't feel validated unless they are in proximity to whiteness. And you know how you very quickly lose your proximity to whiteness if you've become that black guy. And we all know what that black guy mean. You lose that proximity to whiteness when they don't feel comfortable around you anymore. You lose that proximity to whiteness when they don't feel comfortable telling racist jokes around you. When they don't feel comfortable being their true self around you, you lose that proximity to them. That's just a fact. That's just 100% fact. And a lot of these celebrities don't want to lose that proximity, man. They don't want to be considered that black guy.
It sounds good, but it is nothing to stand up and say that. But I don't know if people felt comfortable stopping a roast to, you know what I mean? I would have came up to him after the roast. Like, I wouldn't have laughed, but I would have came up to him after the roast like, yo, I don't appreciate that. Certain jokes ain't called for. We would have had a conversation about it and went from there. But
Amanda Seales is a comedian, right? You think Amanda Seales will ever be invited to one of those roasts? Now listen, man, we got our opinions about Amanda Seales, okay? Right? But for the most part, you think Amanda Seales is getting invited to any one of those? No, why? No, because she's not going for it. All right? She's just not going for it at all. Now, the comedians in the building, the celebrities who are supposed to be, at least speaking up, right? One of them being Tiffany Haddish. She was asked about this. And her answer, again, just fits. I had this opinion in my mind before I even watched this Tiffany Haddish TMZ interview. And her response reflects why we would never get right. And it also reinforces the addiction to proximity to whiteness. Tiffany Haddish believes that black people are only upset about the George Floyd joke because we couldn't be in the building like they were. We weren't invited and we didn't get the luxury of being in proximity to all that good whiteness. So we just mad and upset, right, that we weren't in the room. She's using her proximity to whiteness as a badge of honor and shaming anybody who wasn't in the building and claiming we only mad at a George Floyd joke. I don't even want to.
Well, personally, I'm not famous and I don't care about being in that building. If I was famous, I think it was a tasteless joke. It's just, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. There's no way around it. Some shit, it just isn't called for, and that wasn't called for real.
Call it a joke. We weren't mad at a tasteless George Floyd remark because we weren't in the room.
TMZ here. What up, girl? You look fantastic. She ready. You look so good. So you have like 30 seconds to chat really quick?
Yeah.
So talking about Kevin Hart roast, right?
Yes, it was so much fun.
So Lonnie Love didn't think so. Lonnie Love was like, you know what? It's exhausting. It's edgy. Specifically about the George Floyd joke. What are you thinking? Is it just comedy? Should they have been a little less...
I think it should have been shorter. The show was too long.
Okay.
I mean, I was sitting there the whole time. I had to pee. I didn't hear the George Floyd joke because I had to pee so bad.
So you went to the bathroom when
I was a glorified seat filler, and I was tired.
Well, also, I mean, Lonnie and other people were like, oh, maybe it was a little too racially motivated. What do you think as far as like the jokes? Is this just comedy, or are people taking it too seriously?
Is this all comedians saying it that wasn't invited?
Thanks, Miss Haddish. Ciao.
She thought.
Wow, I don't think you didn't eat. You didn't eat, Tiffany. You didn't eat. Because Stacks spoke about it. I'm pretty sure other people spoke about it, not just comedians, black comedians. But I don't know if people wanted comedians to get up right there. But like I said, a conversation after would have been good for the situation. But I don't know. But that didn't eat. That definitely wasn't it.
He cooked that. Oh, the ones who were not invited. You couldn't tell her she ain't have a walk-off moment, man. This is just some nasty work, man. Nasty stuff, bro. Y'all are some disgusting people, man. Now, George Floyd family, well, his brother more specifically, they spoke up. They gave a statement to the Breakfast Club, and they not feeling this either. Which to me, if the family is saying we not feeling it, why are we all not in agreement? We not feeling it either.
Yesterday, I had a conversation with Terrence Floyd. He is the brother of George Floyd, and he was responding to the Tony Hinchcliffe joke that was told at the Kevin Hart roast about George Floyd. He believes Kevin Hart should have spoke up. Let's take a listen.
My thing with Kevin, and I'm a fan, I feel like my family and their friends, they said, it should responded right then and there, like, well, wait, hold up. Because I remember Kevin Hart and a few other celebrities was at.
I don't think he should have, wait, hold up. I wouldn't have been laughing. I think it was, some people laugh in awkward situations. So maybe it was an awkward laugh because it looked kind of awkward, but I wouldn't have laughed and I would have addressed it after. I'd be like, wait, it's a whole thing going on. You feel me? Like, and then people would have been bashing him like, oh, he's out of character. No. So I would have not laughed that hard. I wouldn't have laughed at all because it wasn't a funny joke, but I would have addressed the situation after for sure. I would have tweeted something about it for sure too.
The Minnesota funeral. In that respect, me watching some clips of certain other jokes, a lot of it just felt it wasn't tasteful.
Now, Terrence Floyd also talks about Gianna Floyd, who is the daughter of George Floyd, and how she deals with these moments and the jokes and how it comes back on her. Let's take a listen. One of the other things that they mentioned was like Gianna and George Floyd's daughter, your niece, being teased in school and how stuff like this doesn't help. Like, does she get direct response from things like this because they're so viral? She's getting older now.
She was 6 when this happened. She's 12 now. Well, I was talking to Travis yesterday. We realized something always is talked about or happen, or somebody say something or bring up controversy or whatever around my brother's name when it's nearing the anniversary of his death. It happened with this. It happened with Charlie Kirk. It happened with Lil Yachty. We say keep saying his name, but we don't want this narrative. This is crazy. We upset, but I'm focusing more on the
It's a bad narrative being painted. And I agree with this. I can't go against this. And I'm pretty sure anybody would agree with this too. Some people are going to disagree because it is jokes at the end of the day. It is jokes. But some things just shouldn't be, especially maybe if it was your stand-up, okay. But you're at a roast. There's so many people there's so much ammo on that stage. You didn't need to do that.
Being on my niece.
Oh yeah, the death anniversary.
And I'm not against Tony. I don't know about all the racist stuff that they saying. I enjoyed the show, and that's it. I don't know nothing else. I just don't like the joke.
Anniversary is May 25th.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it is May 25th. Now, he also talked about a part of the joke where Tony Hinchcliffe says to Kevin Hart that George Floyd is looking up at him. Let's take a listen to Terrence Floyd on that.
It was a part in there where we always say, my brother looking down on us because we talking positive. The fact that he said that he's looking up, we was stuck on that. When we heard it, we was like, he's looking up. Looking up from where? Are you trying to say he's in hell? So this is not what comedy is supposed to do. It's not supposed to have us thinking about what you meant. What you meant? Oh, we supposed to laugh to heal.
As I said yesterday, what's funny to you is a trigger.
He pointed out something that even I missed. I missed that looking up from hell. I missed that. Is that a joke too?
I missed that too. I definitely ain't hear that. That was crazy.
About a dead man, is that a joke too? Bro, that was a political statement, man. And I'm just so mad that Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish and all these dudes, they just marshal my eye, man. Y'all sick, man. But let me know in the comment section.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. Like I said, I wouldn't have laughed because it's not a funny joke and it would have been addressed. I would have tweeted about it. I'd have made sure the people would have knew, I don't agree with that. But it is comedy too. So some people are going to side with comedy. Some people are going to side with the joke being not a good joke at all. And it can go from there. But as far as Kevin Hart's career being over with, I don't think his career is over with, and I think he should eventually make a statement about it and say how he feels about it, and everybody will go from there. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. It's Mr. 30. I'm out.